right. We're back with our first episode. We got a special guest on here, Anthony Christopher, the CEO and founder of Drawlz. Man, this has been one of my favorite companies over the past, I want to say 2 years now. I
Wow, thank
actually
you, man.
have a
Thank you.
couple of drawers from you guys. I have about 3 pairs, and I'm looking to definitely get some more. So great
Much
having you on,
appreciated,
man.
man. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate that. Thanks for the
Definitely,
intro.
definitely. So, okay, we're gonna jump straight into it, man. So I read online that the Drawlz name kind of came from a funny conversation you was having with your wife.
Yeah,
Can you tell us about that? Because that word "draws" is a staple in our culture,
yeah.
and it's just crazy. Nobody ever really thought to like monetize that. So can you just dive into that for us real quick?
Well, I guess to start, before I was doing this, I was working in like commercial banking, right? I worked with a lot of businesses and things like that. And I was super, I don't want to call it jealous, but I was just like, man, I want to start my own thing, right? And I always just have these crazy ideas
Mhm.
and just nothing that I was just really interested in. But to your point, I was laying in bed one night arguing with my wife, and she says this all the time, but this time I don't know why I clicked. But she said, "Shut up, you know you love my dirty draws." And I was like in a movie, I was like, "Oh, that's it, that's it." I was like, "I can't believe there ain't no underwear out there called draws."
Mhm.
So I go look it up, see if it's trademarked. Nobody's got it. I was like, "Man, I just gotta try." And here we are, shit, 6 years later. My bad, I mean to cuss.
Nah,
But
nah, nah. You can cuss on here, man. We ain't, you
all
know
right,
what I'm saying? This is us. We the culture. So, we,
yeah.
we we do it the way we like to do it. You
So
know
yeah, man, that's exactly how it came to be, man. Like there's no beautiful story behind it, nothing like that. I'm not an underwear connoisseur or nothing like that. It was just I thought I had a good idea and it worked out.
So, so you never saw yourself in the underwear business. It
No,
was kind of something just came.
no, not at all. I was always looking for something that I knew any business that I wanted to start, I didn't want to explain it to nobody. You know what I mean? I didn't want to have to say, "Oh, this is my business and this is what it does." You should just see it and just know. I mean, I think those are the most successful businesses. So when that came to mind, I was just like, that's why I went all in on it because, everybody knows what it is. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah.
I don't really have to put too much effort into trying to explain what I'm doing.
Nah, absolutely. It's pretty recognizable.
Yeah.
And so, I actually discovered you guys one day. I want to say, yeah, about 2 years ago. I was
Okay.
I still am in this phase where I try and with specific things, I try and shop with black owned businesses
Yeah.
that are not just black owned, but have quality, you know, uh,
Yeah.
garments. I think it's important to shop with people who have actual great quality. So
Yeah.
I don't know what was happening. I was on Instagram and came up on drawers, and I was like, okay, I might have came across an ad or something like that.
Mhm.
Got to the website. Website was clean, looked good. Um, and I just ordered a pair. I think originals, blue, it was like blue originals or something
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
Uh,
They came through, and I was like, whoa, time out. I said, these are the best ones I've ever wore. There's a lot of ones out there, and I was like, okay, it's nice to see that a black man would create something that is, I guess, more tailored towards black men.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You know, honestly, I just created what was comfortable to me. Like there wasn't really anything, special behind the direction of me creating it or anything like that. It was like me just taking the best parts of, different brands that I like and kind of just put it together to make my own. So, and I'm a bigger dude, so, comfort, I think I don't want to say it's more important to someone like me, but it's definitely something that we take notice of, you know, probably more than others. So that was a big focus behind it.
And so, did you kind of go to school for this stuff, or Because I know you
Yeah,
like you're heavy on social media, so I'm like, okay, he has to have maybe some sort of background doing something, you know.
I went to the #1 university in the country, man, YouTube. Man, that's YouTube, man. I went to YouTube, learned as much as I could. Um, there's a lot of companies out there that you could pay to like help develop your brand and your garments and all that stuff. So what I would do was I would book those free 30-minute calls with like a bunch of them, and then one call I'd leave off, get on the next call, and just leave off from where I left off from there to get that information and just start stockpiling the information and just figure it out, man.
Piecing it together, man.
Yeah, so no formal education in fashion or anything like that. I mean, I do definitely have a background in finance and business just because I was in commercial lending for like 15 years. So I had that part down packed and ready to go. It's just, the e-com stuff and, you know, designing websites and the creative part of it. That's something I had to learn all on my own. And I learned it all from YouTube and just pulling information from sources that, I could get pretty much for free. So
It's great to hear, man. It's definitely great to hear. Yeah, I know, Tyrese, you got a question too, right?
Oh yeah, of course. So I hear you're from Southern California, right?
yep,
SoCal.
yep.
Which city by chance?
Long Beach and Orange County.
Long Beach, Orange County. Yeah, I actually know Vince Staples. He would say Long Beach.
Oh, okay.
Summertime '06. When he came out with
Okay.
the album in 2015.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
how was it like? How was it like growing up on the West Coast? I mean, it must have been nice. I'm a Dodgers fan myself. We just came out back to back. So how was it?
I mean, have you ever been to California at all, or?
Yes,
Uh,
I've been to LA like 2017, almost a decade ago.
oh, okay. Well, every day is a sunny day, man. I love Southern California. Um, I mean, I love where I'm at now in Texas, so I'm not going to throw any shade there. But growing up in California, I think it was definitely an advantage just because it's so fast paced. I mean, it's not like a New York or anything like that, but it's definitely like you get what you eat out there. So, um, and I'm not claiming that I was struggling or anything like that. That's not my background, but it's definitely a advantage growing up there just because you're so privy to so many different cultures. It's so diverse. So every day is a learning experience, man. But to answer your question, I love living out there, man. It was I wouldn't want to grow up anywhere else.
I heard you. And now being in DeSoto, Texas, that's
Uh,
within Dallas, right?
yeah. Probably about
Is it
15-20 minutes south of Dallas.
gotcha. Is it true that Dallas is becoming the new like financial hub? Because I know a lot of Californians have moved into Texas,
Uh,
more so the north part, and that's just kind of been booming the last couple of years. So how's it kind of like living out in DeSoto now
yeah,
and kind
man.
of city?
Financial hub, yeah, I would say so. Austin is more like the new tech hub, and then Dallas definitely the financial hub. I think they opened, I don't know what you call it, the trading Nasdaq,
Oh, they have
location,
a trading
Yeah,
floor. Okay.
yeah, I think
trading
it's
floor out here.
stock exchange. Yeah,
Um,
New York Stock Exchange.
yeah. But it's I've been here now for about 10 years, and it's changed so much since the time I've been here, and it's really blowing up, man. It's in my opinion almost catching up with California in terms of just things to do, the diversity here, and just the opportunities that are here, which is crazy to me because it's middle America, you know what I mean? So
Right.
very happy to see it grow, and yeah, it's just continuing to grow. It's one of the probably, in my opinion, the fastest growing city in United States right now.
Mm.
Definitely. Now, seeing growth throughout your career, how have you been able to manage a work-life balance? I know you said you had a wife, and also you've been
Yeah.
taking off with Drawlz,
Uh,
but how have you been able to maintain that balance in order to keep striving on in life?
there ain't no work-life balance, man. It's just work. And I think that's one of the, I don't want to say it's a regret, but that's one of the biggest like issues I have with doing what I'm doing is that there's no balance. I mean, yeah, I don't miss a game for my kids and their sports, and I take them to practice and stuff like that, but it's really hard to be present when you got so much on your plate that you handling everything by yourself. And some I'm still working on.
Wait, so you're kind of pretty much you're kind of running most of the things by yourself.
Yeah, mostly. I have, contractor help here and there doing different things, but this is in-house family business. So when y'all get a package, that's one of my sons helping me out, pack it up and, you know, and do that. I really didn't want to get into like the employee route. I'm trying to kind of stay away from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all us, man, me and the family.
Well, I can say from personal experience, the shipping definitely was the easy process.
Thank
Got
you,
here
man.
on time. I want to say probably within like a week or so. So
Yeah,
yeah.
we try to get everything out within 48 hours, man. No matter what. We're not perfect, but we do our best.
Hey, I mean, it's great though, because sometimes you come across brands and you like, yo, I really like this shirt. You
Yeah.
order from them, and then the shirt comes in 5 weeks later.
Yeah.
Damn, I don't even want to, I needed this for that thing over there. I can't even, use it no more,
Plenty. There's plenty, man. Plenty of that.
you know. So, just coming from your perspective, what are the plans for the future when it comes to Drawlz? You guys are, you're competing out there with some staples like, Fruit of the Loom and Hanes, but then you also have other e-commerce brands like Fenty or
Mhm.
Ethika.
Mhm.
Where do you see Drawlz kind of falling within that
Well,
ecosystem right there?
first off, thank you very much for, putting us in that same conversation because those companies, got millions and millions of dollars invested into them. And just to be mentioned, among those companies, I mean, I really appreciate that. But to answer your question, we want to be anything and everything undergarments. And that's from, underwear, socks that we just put out recently. We just put out, kind of like a hybrid undershirt deal that we're doing. We definitely want to get into the tanks, the under tanks and things like that. But, we want to be, I don't want to say we want to do it all, but anything undergarments, we want to really take that lane for us. And that's not limited to just your leisure, but also in sportswear. Hopefully, in the future, we can start dabbling into that. Um, we just want to be the household name for the people, right? Like it's already a household name, but we're trying to shift the narrative to where when you say draw, you think of us.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And that's the main goal. Um, Other than that, we're just appreciative, where we're at now and you know, appreciative of all our customers and the support that we have so far. And as long as they keep supporting us, we can keep growing, And we might not grow as fast as everybody else, but we're getting there and that's all that counts.
How important is that too? Because, today we see a lot of companies who, they take on a lot of debt in their ventures, in order
Yeah.
to grow really fast, scale and things of that nature. And then, you have the company over here who's like, nah, we're gonna, bootstrap it. It
Yeah.
might take us a little longer, but we'll have more control, not only financially, but from a legal standpoint as well.
I mean, there's positive and negatives, going both routes, right? I mean, you can take on all this funding and, investment and all that stuff and be perfectly fine. But I'm just more of I want to hopefully leave my kids something. You know what I mean? I don't want anything else to be able to interfere with that. And I just I'm not saying that I wouldn't take on investments or anything like that, but nothing in my eyes has really been, the right investment. I've definitely been offered, plenty of times by different people to invest in the company and to do different things, but I just feel like their direction wasn't the same as mine. So, you know, money's not really always the answer to, building a company, but it definitely can solve a lot of problems. So, uh, yeah.
No, definitely, man. Definitely. You know, well, we definitely appreciate your time, hopping on
Yeah.
this interview, man. This is just first podcast episode that we've done, so
I'm honored to be on the first one, man. Thank you.
we appreciate you, man.